Hey everybody, how you doing? We're gonna do another little technique video, and this really, I got some something in my eye here. I got something in my eye. We're gonna do another little technique video, and I'm doing this in response to Drumeo. All right, and let's preface this. You know, I like that channel. They get, I'm so tired of noises. They got good interviews sometimes with people, and occasionally they bring up some good things. But mostly those two guys are annoying and they're knuckleheads. Oh my goodness. And what's their experience? I think they played in the garage or the basement a couple of times. Oh my goodness. You know, I compared with some guys, you know, I have no experience, but I've toured around the world, the Carnival Cruise Lines, theater, all sorts of stuff. And then when I compare sometimes the things they say, it sounds like a kid in his basement, you know, say, "Ma, I'll be up for dinner in a minute." Sorry, I think, so Jared did a thing, I think his name is Jared, he's a blonde one, whatever. Like, you like to take both their heads and go, ka-choom, you know? So, he did a thing where he's on the pad and he's showing like, he picked, I think they had like 70 beats a minute or 60 beats a minute. And he's just doing 16th notes, single strokes. And he's just doing single strokes. And, you know, like for 5 minutes. And he talks about getting you know, the subdivisions correctly. And I think it went back between 8th notes and 16th notes. I think that's about all he did. I'll tell you the truth. And then, well, if you go in on the description, you could see there was, you know, the same exercise at 70 beats a minute and 150 beats a minute, all that stuff. Here's the thing. In my experience, and let's forget my life, just Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Cruise Lines. You know, some 6 days a week minimum, minimum 2 shows and sometimes another set. So let's say conservatively 2 shows a day. That's 12 shows a week. I did that for 7 years, 8 years. So, you know what I'm talking about? 12 times 50, what's that? I don't even know. It's
Nobody does.
That's from Team America, by the way. I hope they don't come to the door to beat me up again. Anyway, going on. You know, in my lifetime, I think I've had to play. One time I had to do a tune that was, it was another cha-cha, and it was single strokes at 194. It was a rhythmical thing, and it was about 9 minutes long, 194, and that's up there. That's up there. Now, I was much younger then, wasn't quite as a thing, and I led with my left hand. And to be honest with you, I'm lefty, so my left hand, you know, I can do singles at about 200 beats a minute, single 16th notes that is, right? 200 beats a minute, not too much trouble. Leading with my right hand, that's keeping my right on 1 all the time and being very consistent and very in time, you know, not as good, which is for everybody. Everybody, if you're right-handed, your left hand's gonna have a harder time really playing with certainty, you know, deliberateness on 1 at very, very, very high speeds in comparison with your strong hand if you're right-handed, okay? Or if you're left-handed, the same is true. Should you work on both? Yes, and that's what my exercise is about. So I'm going to link this to the drummer. They're not going to watch my thing. They're not going to watch me. They don't. You know, I've actually been around, I've played, I've dug trenches with the music business. They don't want me. They want the, oh, he played, oh my goodness, he had an earring in his ear. Oh, cool. You know, that's what they're thinking about. But, that was funny to me. But what we're going to do, this is what you're going to use. This is something you're going to use, folks. This is the transitions. This is, I do this at 81 beats a minute on this particular one because I'm going to lead with my right hand even though I'm left-handed, because that's what you guys do, and I want you to play this with me. I want you to play it with me, all right? I'm going to do 4 bars for each subdivision. I'm going to start out with quarter notes, go to quarter note triplets, eighth notes, eighth note triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, 32nd notes, and back down. And those transitions is what's going to make it happen. It's the transitions, my friend. It really is. Like I said, you're not going to get many calls to have to play 16th notes at 200 beats a minute for 9 minutes very often. I'll be surprised if you get 1 call in your lifetime. Maybe you'll get 2. Maybe you'll get 2. But being groovy and being able to consistently and steadily move through your subdivisions like drinking a glass of water, that's what you're going to get hired for, guys. That's what you're going to get hired for. And you guys, Drumeo, you know, like I said, I like your channel, but a little bit, you see how fast that guy was? You know, okay, come on. And that's like 1/10 of what we do. A little quick anecdote. No, anecdote's not the right word. You know, look, I make fun of Drumeo, you know, but I'm a drummer, so I'm naturally not that bright. I don't know what word is the right word to use. So, Steve Gadd and Vinnie Colaiuta. For me, 2 of the greats of all time. 2 of the greats that ever walked the face of the earth. 2 opposite ends of the spectrum of good playing. Both incredible, right? Vinnie, his singles are ridiculously fast. And what facilitation he has with them. There's a big word for a drummer, facilitation. I see that a lot on this channel though, so I'm kind of cheating. What facilitation he has. Steve Gadd, I don't think I've ever heard him do anything ridiculously fast like Vinnie. But as far as groove, oh my God. And I love Vinnie, don't get me wrong, but there is nobody groovier than Steve Gadd. There is nobody groovier than Steve Gadd. Let's just take the one very famous 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. That little military thing has got kind of almost a triplet feel in some ways. You know, if you were to put that on a grid to see if he was all lined up, I bet you it wouldn't be, but he'd be consistent. If that little thing takes whatever, 2.5 seconds to get through, always 2.5 seconds, right? And the way he even actually, he's playing those doubles kind of slowed down. It even sounds like he's almost slowing them down, right? It's just, it's a work of art. It's beauty. It is absolute perfection, right? In its imperfection, right? Is he playing at 350 beats a minute of that? No. But he created an iconic groove or rhythm that's going to last the ages, right? And already it's lasted, whatever, 40 years, 30 years. I don't know when that song came out exactly. Maybe it was 80s, right? So the point is that learning to play smooth is what you got to do. And this exercise I'm going to show you, you can do it anywhere. You can do it on your pad. Your pad and a metronome with some headphones on with a metronome, if that helps, so that your wife, you know, Ma, don't get angry with you. You can do it everywhere. I got a little poem about it. Anyway, I'm going to show you my little stupid poem, and then we're going to go do this, okay? All right. I play it when I'm sad. I play it when I'm mad. I play it on a bear. I love to play the pad everywhere. I love green eggs and my pad. Here we go. So I'm filming this part again before I film the other part, so I'm going to try to reference that part that I haven't done yet, because I'm like some kind of Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino hybrid or something. Anyway, so we're talking about that Drumeo thing where they did, you know, just pretty much 8s and 16s, and they did it about speed. You know, they just kept, and it was good. It was good. going a couple of bars of eighth notes, a couple of bars of 16s, and you can keep clicking on the links in the description and get faster and faster and faster. That was their point, right? But I'm saying, 95% of your gigs, okay, you're fast. Okay, big whoop. Be steady, be rhythmical, be creative. And so this exercise is really about the transitions. We're going to start with quarter notes, go to quarter note triplets, then eighth notes, eighth note triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, 32nd notes, back down. We're going to do each subdivision 4 bars apiece, right? I'm going to set a stopwatch for 5 minutes, and I think I can go up and down twice while I'm doing that. All right, and what is this going to do? This is just going to give you strength in your transitions. And, I'm going to do this at 81 beats a minute, which when I finally get up to the 32nd notes is going to be at 162. That's not ridiculously fast. I am going to be leading with my right hand, and I'm left-handed. All right, so yes, if you are right-handed, your left hand is your weaker hand. I am left-handed. My right hand is my weaker hand. I want to lead with my right because I want you to do this with me. I'm going to count you in. We're going to do it together. However, leading with your weak hand is a good idea to do. Getting your weak hand to be on 1, that's a good idea. And you should do that as often as you can. However, this is a great warm-up, a great thing to do, especially if you're pressed for time. You got a gig tonight, and you want to warm up on something cool, do this exercise. But if you only got time to do it once, and you're right-handed, lead with your right, because that's what you're going to do when you're playing. Most of the time, not all the time. If you got a gig tonight and you're left-handed, and you can only do this once, do it with your left. Do it leading with your left. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this together. I'm going to count us in. Right, we are clicking away at 81 clicks a minute. Hitting the stopwatch. You ready? I'm going to count us in. Put us on pause. Get yourself organized. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Quarter notes, nice and easy. 3rd bar. 4th bar. Now quarter note triplets. Eights. Triplets. Triplets. Sixteens. Trips. That's hard. Home base. We're going to do it again. Ha. That's so hard. Yeah, and just so you can see, I have the stopwatch. 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And that was the whole thing up and down twice. Up and down twice. Again, if you notice, I kept the accents on one. I just think it's kind of groovier that way. And actually, when I'm leading with my weak hand, it helps me to know one a little bit better. And when you're playing around the kit, you know, if you're pushing the downbeats, it's not going to be a bad thing. It's not going to be a necessarily bad thing. You don't have to do it all the time, and you can do it in varying degrees, but as I got faster, you know, especially that 30-second notes with my weak hand, it feels good to let my brain know where my right hand is on one, because that's my weak hand. Doing it with my left, my brain knows, right? And again, if you're right-handed, you're the opposite of me. So yes, work on it. Work on this. This is kind of a cool exercise, cool warm-up. And again, where I way disagree with the two knuckleheads on Drumeo is it's not about the speed, folks. It's about the transitions. And adding those triplets, especially 16ths to 8th note triplets coming back down, that's a difficult transition. It's a difficult transition. It takes a second. So you have to like rewire your brain. Anyway, do this with me. Hope you get something out of it. You know, let me know if you've enjoyed it, whatever. See you on the next one. Maybe on the next one I'm going to do a double stroke version of it, because I've got a couple of these. I got one with doubles, one with paradiddles, and so forth. And maybe I'll do the next one will be a double stroke one. All right. See you on the next one.